So hello all and welcome. It is I, the realist philosopher. So how y'all doing today? I hope you're all doing good, fine and well. So I've got a little update here. As those of you who follow me closely, or maybe not so closely, may or may not know, I recently was injured not that long ago. I ended up in the hospital for a month. I was in the ICU for like 10 days. It was pretty intense. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I got an injury in my leg, which didn't seem so bad, but it turned septic. And before you know it, I'm in the hospital in a coma, got a heart attack. They're not sure I'm going to make it. Excuse me. So it wasn't a good time. Almost lost my leg. It was pretty bad. But I got out of it, obviously, or I wouldn't be here talking to you. So I'm alive. I'm alive. Yeah. But I'm in crappy shape. My heart's all messed up, trying to do some kind of exercise to recover, rehabilitate it. It's not going so well. So I posted a GoFundMe initially in the amount that I already knew I had spent and lost. And I just recently updated it because I just got my itemized medical bill the other day. I've been spending pretty much almost every day since I felt up to it after getting out of the hospital, talking to, negotiating with, trying to get some kind of idea what the final amount would be, finding out, okay, how much did this cost, how much did that cost, and then I find out, and I've been trying to get them to go down on the cost. These hospitals, they are a bunch of thieves. They are scam artists. The $50, $100 aspirin, it's not a joke. It's real. They inflate the prices of every freaking thing. And initially, when I first started talking to them, and when I first got the original price, and you can negotiate this stuff down. People don't seem to realize this, but hospitals, they charge a ridiculous amount. I think it's because a lot of people don't pay, a lot of people don't have insurance, and of course, you've got the wonderful, lovely illegal aliens that use the emergency rooms as their primary care provider. So they host people like me to pay for people like that. So essentially, it's a wonderful socialist system, and so it was actually over $150,000 originally. So I got the final bill. I managed to get them down to 104,000 and some change. It's closer to 105. I'd have to pull it up here. I rounded it up to 105, and so 105, 15. Actually, it's more like around 16 that I lost. I'm not gonna, you know, quibble over that now. So I just added that to the GoFundMe recently, so it's at 120 now. Yeah, that's wildly optimistic. I don't expect anybody out there to, certainly not enough people individually to donate to get the 120,000. Well, now 114 because I already got 113.5 to pay off my medical bills. I don't expect that to happen, obviously. Well, I mean, it'd be nice, but it's highly unlikely. The donos are pretty much dried up. Um, and obviously, the reason that I didn't put that there before is because I didn't know what the end amount was going to be. And I didn't want to post a non-genuine amount. I didn't want to just guess. And I knew I could negotiate them down. And I suppose I could have put the original amount the woman quoted me, something ridiculous, like 156,000, as if 104 isn't also ridiculous. But I knew I could negotiate them down some, and I didn't want to go and like later on actually lower my. I'm not going to put an amount on GoFundMe that I don't need. Okay, I'm not going to use my health scare, my near-death experience as a grifting tactic. I'm going to ask what I need. I'm going to ask what the cost of the hospital stay was and what my losses were, and that's it. So that's why I waited. That's why it's been updated now, because I just found out it's absurd. When the hell does it cost $10,000 for one day? What's going on here? Oh, because of all it turns out most of the bill is my ICU stay. $10,000 a day on average. They were trying to hose me. Like originally, it was over that. It was like 12,000 or something per day for the ICU stay. Turned out I was in some top tier trauma care center, at least for this area. I don't know. It's absurd amounts, though. Ventilator, this extra $800, and it's just retarded. I had spent so much time negotiating with these people. It's ridiculous. And then I had to beg and plead and say, I can't afford this. And I honestly can't afford to do bankruptcy right now. It's like there's no chance. So I'm right now in the process of like negotiating some kind of payment plan. I was planning on retiring in say 2030, right? Yeah, that's what I was planning. 2030, 2031, something like that. I'd be retirement age. But until then, I'm gonna have to work and rent and pay rent and have credit, and I can't afford to be, bankrupt with declaring bankruptcy and all that does to you until I retire. At which point I'll be retired. So I'm gonna have to pay on this, and so anybody out there wants to make a donation, please do. I know it's highly unlikely that anybody out there is gonna contribute and in that amount, but that's how much I'm in debt because of this illness. It's crazy. Medical costs in this country are ridiculous. But, I mean, part of the reason is because of insurance companies and how you're not allowed to know the cost of stuff, so insurance just pays, and so people are much more likely to go to a hospital, go to a clinic, and just get medical care because they don't care. It's not their money, right? I mean, not beyond whatever premium they're paying, which is nowhere near what the medical cost actually is. And since that's the case, these hospitals, these clinics, these doctors, they just charge, whatever they want. Not to mention the fact that 30-40% of those costs are actually paperwork costs. The bureaucracy and the red tape surrounding insurance and Medicare and Medicaid is so great that doctors have to tack on an extra 30-40% to your bill. So that's one reason why your medical costs are so high. They got to pay all these people all this money to do all this paperwork to meet all of the regulatory requirements from the government. So that's lovely. And you couple that with the fact that people just go because they don't have to worry about the cost because the insurance company will pay. And so at the slightest sniffle, slightest bit of mucus coming out of the big schnoz, they run to the doctor, which just hikes up the cost of medicine even more to people who are paying out of pocket, like myself. Well, what really hikes that up? I mean, it just hikes it up overall. All right? It's really... It just pisses me off. I was in a great place, and now it's like behind the 8 ball. 12 8 balls. It's not good. Oh, Jesus Christ. I asked the woman for an itemized bill, right? Like, could she just give me this, they send me this bill. It's like just a general thing, ICU, this amount. And it was like, yeah, okay, I got the item. They gave me some kind of ridiculous day by day. Like, okay, for the ICU, but they didn't give me a day by day for the rest of my visit, which was like 19 or 20 days or something. It's like, I want to know everything. Maybe I could bargain them down some more. So, I mean, most of the discount I got was just being obstinate and trying to be as pathetic as possible, right? And complaining a lot. So you can actually get them to lower that. That's just them like highballing, and they figure a lot of people will negotiate, but a lot of people don't. Obviously, I don't know, but yeah, I told her, look, you got to give me some itemization here. I mean, we've got some ridiculous variations. Like one day is like $10,500 in the ICU, another is 12, another's 8. What is it? These wild variations, and so I was like, you need to. I'm the freaking customer here. Legally, if I ask it, you got to give me an itemized list. So I'm expecting to see some $100 aspirins or some shit on this list. I mean, I said I want to see every freaking thing you people charge me for, every bandage, every aspirin. There were no aspirin, of course, obviously not. I'm just, using that as an example that it's pretty common. Oh, everything. I want to see every little tiny itemized item because this seems absurd to me. Now, I did some research, and okay, yeah, the ICU amounts were pretty, like, average. Like, it turns out stays in ICU are very expensive, especially if you're like, comatized. But I don't care what that average is. That's absurd too. So I'm gonna challenge that. I'm gonna challenge the whole system, baby. But seriously though, it's just I gotta keep it down. If I start like getting animated and raise my voice, my heart starts to get a tightness in my chest. I gotta be careful. I could make more content if I stayed, a little more calm. It's difficult for me. I get energized. Stuff pisses me off. The bill, it's just 104. It was originally like 150. They were still trying to amp me for like $3,000 just for a room. Well, there was nobody else in the room. That's not my problem. Private room. Yeah, this is Podunk Hickville. Yeah, okay, there's not as many people. You got a big hospital here. Okay, how's that my problem? Why do I have to pay for that? It's like, they charge ridiculous amounts just for a hospital room. Not ICU, where you're in there alone. Well, you got a TV. I didn't watch it. I was out. I don't like TV. TV is boring to me. I've been in this hotel room like 2 weeks now. I ain't watching any TV. No TV. I really don't like TV. But anyway, the bill is absurd. I'm still talking to him about the payments. I managed to. So I managed to stall it, right, with the itemized list. They've got to go through. She was real pissed, the lady I was talking to. Why is that always a woman, by the way? Why couldn't I speak to a man? It's always a woman. Anytime I talk to somebody like a billing situation or something like that on the phone, customer service, or it's always a woman. Don't men work in these roles? I thought women wanted to be equal to men. Why aren't they in some other role? Why aren't men in some of these roles that women gravitate toward? I'm always talking to a woman. I want a bill? It's a woman. They always gravitate toward the easy, sit on your ass jobs. Pisses me off. Give me a man any day. I'd already have that itemized list. But I was able to stall and, hey, I got to have an itemized list. I'm not paying a red cent until I see, every single, catheter hose. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Anybody out there ever had a catheter? I mean, you don't have to get up to take a piss. That's pretty cool. You just lay there, right? Do your business. But, that's not so fun. Not when it's the number two thing. That was like the most like uncomfortable and just like torturous experience of my life. Just being in that bed. I don't remember nothing from the coma. That's obviously not. Just blissful nothingness. Uh, wish they could have kept. I wish I could have been kept in that for the whole time. It was the time I was awake that was a nightmare. They even had me hooked up to drips and shit. Even when I could get up and go to the bathroom, having to hold this contraption on wheels, all these drips hanging from it. Make me pay for that. Put me through hell. You should be paying me. That'd be an interesting like Mr. Beast video, wouldn't it? Y'all heard about that guy, that sicko weirdo. That would be a good video. Forced 30-day stay in a hospital with a 10-day coma teaser. That would be a good video. I'd watch that. You want to put somebody through hell, offer $1 million for that. Offer them $1 million for that. I don't think I'd go, I don't know, for $1 million. I mean, without the sepsis and my fucked up leg and heart, yeah. Sure. Just having to go through the experience, sure. Put me in put me in an induced coma for a month, you'd have to without the sepsis and all that. And then another 20 days, dumping in a bedpan. That's a good challenge. I don't think too many people would make that, especially with the hospital food. It's not very good. Not very good, but I don't have the highest standards anyway. I thought it was okay, the hospital food, actually. I've had worse, believe it or not. But $104,000 for that. Get the 40% of that is probably paperwork. That'll knock it down to like 60 and change. And then, of course, the price gouging and all that, you could probably cut that in half again. So it really ought to cost about 30. I'd be okay with 30. Grand a day? Okay. But 156? I'm 104 now and some change, but that's absurd. Anyway, just wanted to update you guys. Maybe you're wondering why my GoFundMe amount changed. That's why. If it changes again, I doubt I'll be able to, I really just wanted the itemization so I could stall some more in regards to like paying them anything. And hospital bureaucracy in general, it'll take like another month. So, in the end, I don't expect it to be able to, negotiate that down very much, if at all. The amount that they knocked it down was just them overpricing, just to see if I was fool enough to actually not challenge it, I think. And I'm no fool. But anyway, yeah, that's what's going on with me. And if anybody out there would like to make a donation, obviously I could use it. So please make a donation if you could. Only if you can afford to, of course. You'll find the link in the description for the GoFundMe. I'll show my Cash App. Not too many people have used Cash App. I don't know why. I guess they don't like to download an app that they're unfamiliar with, and most people have never heard of Cash App. They've heard of Venmo. But Cash App, I think, is better. I'll leave that up to you to decide. Whatever. Please donate if you can. And follow me as well. Like and subscribe to my channel. And on that note, I'm out of here. I am the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you all a good and pleasant day. Take care.